What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We're back with another HBCU OverDrive live show. It is the post-game live, aka fifth quarter. Haven't done it by now. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you share it, comment, and most of all, subscribe. Become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast show on YouTube right now. Right now. So, still in Jackson, y'all. Still in Jackson. Kind of bright on these lights right here. All right. Still in Jackson. Had a good time today at the homecoming game, but I got some stuff to say. What up, Vale? I got some stuff to say. Now, I'm going to have some gripes about it, and then we're going to get into basically we're going to get into the actual games from earlier today. All right. My first gripe. I love my school, y'all. I love it near and dear to my heart, okay? But, damn it, y'all need to revise whatever y'all have on the stadium website saying that we could bring stuff in, because didn't even know that you can only bring clear stuff in. Y'all need to revise that shit. I'm just putting just like that right now. Cause we couldn't bring one bag. I couldn't bring my tote bag with my contacts in, contact solution and stuff in it. Had my inhaler. My wife couldn't bring her purse. Mom couldn't bring her bag. And son couldn't bring his little satchel. Man, we couldn't do nothing like that. It has to be a clear bag. It can't be this, that, and the third. Man, y'all need to revise that shit on the website saying that you can't bring little satchels into the game, okay? That's my first gripe. Second gripe is them damn lines for the concession stand is too damn long. Too damn long. It is 2 hours before the game when they started letting everybody in. It is 2 hours for the game. And the concession stand lines are already long as hell. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to figure out what was going on. And all this other stuff, and like it just kind of rubs me the wrong way, because by the time you get your food, you get back to the stand, you'll miss half of the damn first quarter. And that's a gripe. That's one of my gripes. And then my last gripe is stop. What's going on, Miss Ivy too? Last gripe is please open up more exit out of the stadium. Open up more exits out of the stadium. We should not be funneling through one little ass gate to get out of the stadium. Stop. You need to open up more gates to exit out of the stadium. Point blank. Other than that, man, the game, the homecoming experience was a real treat. All right. I'm gonna say one more thing too. And I'll probably be done with it as far as what happened at the game. Okay, whoever was the damn PA announcer, please get the players' names correct. And whoever was the announcer for the band at halftime, please don't keep your day job. Don't keep your day job. Because you could, oh my goodness, you couldn't stay on beat worth a lick. Don't keep your day job. All right? So, like I always do, put the link to the stream in the chat. Anybody want to jump in? Y'all jump in. Anybody feel, they scared? Just stay in stay in the chat. But if you feel froggy, leap. You feel froggy, you leap. I'm just saying, like, halftime is cool. I'm just saying, it's just the fact that, like, lady, stay on beat. I know I got two left feet sometimes, but I know how to stay on beat. Come on now. Yeah, that's another thing. We always, bro, AP, we talked about that on Scotty's show. Why are you telling them to make noise when we got the ball and he wants to be quiet so he could think about what the fuck he's trying to do? It don't make no sense, y'all. Don't make no sense. Don't make no type of sense. First of all, hold on. Contact getting on my nerves. First of all, I'm going to give credit where credit needs to be given due. Campbell, y'all played a hell of a game today. I'm going to give y'all flowers. All right? I'm going to give you your flowers. Y'all played one hell of a game, especially on defense. Even to hold us to under 400 yards of total offense, y'all played one hell of a game. And I'm gonna give y'all flowers for that. All right. But y'all better not play like that again against North Carolina A&T, or y'all gonna be ran out the damn stadium, and their homecoming is even worse than ours. So just let everybody know. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I'm giving credit where credit needs to be given due. Campbell played a good offensive game. They had a good game plan for us. They had a good game plan for us. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat said that they were sorry or anything like that. Nah, they had an actually great game plan for us. It's just the fact that it's a tale of between offensive minded coach that wants to pound the rock and a defensive minded coach that wants to create havoc all around the board for the team. All right. So that's my whole thing about it. It was a boxing match, really. From the time the ball was kicked off all the way probably about 8 to 9 minutes within the game, it was a boxing match. It was a boxing match. It was who was gonna go for the big knockout? That was the question right there. Who's gonna go for the big knockout? That was going to be the question right there. Who was going to go for the big knockout? Arguably so, we went for the knockout. Now, I can say that this game should have been more than what it was. It should have been more than what it was. I feel like both teams left points off the board. I am enjoying myself. I just had to get my little gripes out about the homecoming experience for this year. Last year it really wasn't that bad, but this year I don't know what made them think about telling us like, yeah, you can bring some stuff in when you read it on the website, but then too when you get in line to the stadium to get wanted down, it's like, oh yeah, you can't bring this in. So they would turn. One dude, he was turning people around left and right, and I was like, you know what? I'm just ready to get in this stadium so I can sit my ass down and watch this game. But before I get to the rest of my analysis, man, we're gonna finish up. We're gonna get into all the games from earlier today. All right, so starting off between Texas Southern and Alcorn. Man, from what I heard about this game was on point. This game was a barn burner. Defensive, good defense game plan for Texas Southern. Offense really couldn't do too much of anything. They couldn't really move the ball. Andrew Body did have 191 yards total offense, 112 passing, 79 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown pass, and 1 interception. One interception. So basically, they need to kind of shore that offense up. They got to shore it up. But Texas Southern defense did get 3 picks and sent 1 to the house. Trying to tell y'all, the DBs for Texas Southern is not to be played with, y'all. They are ball hawks. So if you really think about it, we get into the standings. So Aaron Allen for Alcorn, 27 of 41, 396, 3 touchdowns, but he threw those 3 interceptions. Jarvion Howard had 135 yards rushing and 1 TD. That boy is a damn beast right there. That dude is a beast. I'm gonna bring my co-host in. Y'all know who it is, my boy Brian.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
I just want to hear. I want to hear some of your analysis. I want to hear about the atmosphere, the ambiance, the crowd size. I know you're gonna get it all in that, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all into it right there. I'm just basically
trying to, Southern. What happened? Texas Southern, yes, sir. I thought they would win.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, ahead, everybody went down to Alcorn, went to the reservation, and bodied the whole Alcorn State Braves. That's what happened today with Texas Southern. Alcorn started off strong. They really did start off strong. And the people you really need to talk to about that, with their experience, would be Scotty. Because him and his girl was down at Alcorn today. So that's the one he had a good he basically had a first eye view of everything what happened with that game. But though I'm gonna tell you like this, Texas Southern DBs are not to be played with. They're not to be played with. If I'm not mistaken, they lead the conference in interceptions.
Wow.
Texas Southern leads the conference in interceptions. Yeah, Texas Southern won 34-27. When we was in the stands, me and the guy, we were keeping up with the score, and I was like, "Man, what's the score for the game?" It's like 13-7 Alcorn. Then we go back around, probably about 20 minutes later, I asked him to score it again. He said, "What's the score right now?" Because I couldn't get no damn signal on my phone in this stadium. It's like, yeah, it's 14-13 TSU. Oh, what? What? TSU in the league? I beg to differ. So next thing you know, I'm looking at it. When I finally got some signal to come onto my phone, I looked at it. It was 31-20. That was in the third quarter. This team is not to be played with.
So the West is tight. The West is tight.
It is tight. So Texas Southern still gotta play. I think they still have to play. No, they don't have to play nobody. They have in fact, all three of their wins are conference wins. They lost when they beat Pine Bluff, they beat Alcorn, and they beat Southern. All three of the wins are conference wins. They only have two conference losses. Prairie View and Alabama State.
So here I'm looking at it if it's up to date. Southern's got the 3-1 in the conference. Prairie View's 3-1 in the conference, and Texas Southern is 3-2 in the conference.
Right. And Alcorn is 2-2 now. Alcorn is 2-2, yeah. Right there. They're the fourth place team now. So here's the scenario for this, y'all. Prairie View has a tiebreaker against Texas Southern because they beat them. That's the first game of the season. They also, but Southern has the tiebreaker over Prairie View because they beat them last week. But Texas Southern has two tiebreakers over Southern and Alcorn. So Southern and Alcorn got to make sure that Texas Southern lose every last one, the rest of their games for the season to even get into the Swac championship game. The West is tight, y'all. The West is tight.
So if Texas Southern wins out their games, and so Southern U would have to lose to Grambling,
which I don't think they will.
Yeah, but you know what? Grambling's been playing better. They haven't won, but you know what? It could be. We'll see how it all turns up, but it could be a phenomenal opportunity for Grambling to be a spoiler.
Right. So next week, because the next week is TSU's homecoming. They're playing Lincoln University from California. Then November the 5th, they're playing Jackson State in Houston. So
now, would that count for conference play when they play Jackson State?
That would count.
Oh, that would count. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll count or if it might not count. It might not count in the standings against us.
Because Grambling, when Jackson played Grambling, it wouldn't count either way.
Right. All right. So Alcorn is going to need some help from the top two teams. They're going to need some help from Jackson State also. But also with Jackson, but Alcorn, they play Jackson. They play us at the end of the season, and that counts as a conference game. So basically, they could be out of the driver's seat by the time the Soul Bowl come around. So if you really think about it, they need serious help, and they have to win against Jackson State. I don't see that happening. But it will be a good game.
So Alcorn next week's playing Grambling at Grambling. Then they go to Prairie View. Then they go to then they're at home against BCU.
Now when they play Grambling, it is a tough place to play in Grambling at the hole, y'all. Everybody know that. We all know that.
I'm calling right now upset. Right now I'm calling upset.
Upset? I feel like it might be an upset. I really won't even hold you on that. It might be an upset. Seriously. Also, you said they played Prairie View. I mean, they played Texas played you said Alcorn played Prairie View.
Hold on.
So Prairie View gonna be at full strength. Okay. And then I'm about to segue into that game right there. I'm about to segue to Prairie View. Okay. Prairie View ends up beating Lamar 54-21. Now remember, Prairie View was without 10 players because they wanted to get into a fight before the game against Southern. And they still blew out Lamar. Lamar ain't got nothing to play for. They was 0-6. Oh, and they 0-7 now. They don't have anything to play for. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into the stats. I'm gonna see what they did. Conley, okay. 15 of 21, 179, 2 touchdowns, and guess what? 0 interceptions. That was the best thing that happened right there. He did not turn the ball over. But that running game that Prairie View got.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. That's crazy.
Javion Stewart, 141 yards. Conley had 119 yards rushing.
Wow.
With 3 touchdowns on the ground. And Antoine had 100 yards. As a team, they run for 400 yards. 401 yards with 6 touchdowns on the ground. And they had averaged 9.1 yards per carry. Nobody does that. Only people I do that would be Nebraska.
Yeah.
Nebraska from back in the day.
Yeah.
Pull up 500 yards of rushing offense and bludgeon you to death.
Well, that back in the day, Nebraska, that offensive line, those guys, those Cornhuskers, man, they were some huge fellas. Matter of fact, I remember growing up, I grew up in Montreal, and one of the Heisman Trophy winners, Johnny Rogers, because he went to the CFL before he went over to the NFL, and I had an autographed football signed by him.
Yeah, so let's just think, man. Look, Prairie View's on a mission because they want to repeat. And in fact, I feel like they want to get that game back when they played Southern last week because the game against Southern, that wasn't the PV team that everybody's seen from the last couple of weeks. You know, even when they play Incarnate Word with Lindsey Scott throwing the ball all around the field, they hung in there, and even though it was a loss, they still hung in there. They held Incarnate Word 20, I think, like 20 points below the average.
So it was a really great situation for Prairie View today playing Lamar. It was like a layup.
Yeah, it was like a tune-up game, and you didn't have everybody. So now you got everybody coming back next week against Bethune, which was going to be a win, and then you play Alcorn. Now you have to tighten up for Alcorn.
I was watching the end of the game of Bethune and Valley. I was hoping for Valley to come up with the win, man. Just a couple plays here and there. Just their quarterback is terrible. You know what I mean? The quarterback of Valley just horrible. He had a guy wide open. You know, me and you could have hit the guy. You know.
We're about to get into that Valley game right there. Yeah. And I got the box scores right here. I watched a blip of it. Valley did give him a game. They just don't have enough. They don't have enough in the tank to stay up with these boys. They don't. They don't have enough in the tank to stay up with these boys. They didn't hold. They gave up 500 yards of total offense to Valley. I mean to Bethune.
Yeah, Jalen Jones at the end ran for, I think it was like about an 80 or 90 yard. No, about a 75 yard play. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Valley put up 400 yards of total offense. I think that's the biggest total output that they put up this whole season.
But I'll tell you one thing, watching on HBCU Go, what a difference from watching that horrendous by ESPN. ESPN is acting like, you know what? Okay, we got to show this game, but we really, really don't. So let all our interns film the game. It's terrible. It is just terrible how the game is shown on that level where you got a team with Jackson State and Campbell. Well, we'll talk about that later as far as the game, but just to show that that kind of viewing for the viewing public. It was sometimes it went off like we were watching on VHS or something.
Oh Lord, I didn't even know. Like I know I was at the game. But,
yeah, it was terrible, Doc. It was terrible.
So we're not gonna talk about Southern beating up on that high school team. That game should have been more than what it was. You beat Virginia Lynchburg 51-7, but you gave him a touchdown for the hell of it, and you could have put at least 80 on them. And you play all four of your quarterbacks. And you play all four of your quarterbacks. Hey.
He won't be playing all four of his quarterbacks next week.
No, he ain't going to play all four. You ain't going to play all four. So now, let's get to the MEAC because there was some games in the MEAC. And I'm going to let you know that I put my foot in my mouth. I put my foot in my mouth. So,
what you do, Doc?
First game on the list. Delaware did beat. I did say they beat Morgan State, 38-7. It's Delaware. Delaware is nationally ranked all the time, 6-1. Morgan State didn't have no business being in this game whatsoever. They didn't have no business being in this game whatsoever. Second game on the list, Howard actually won a game this weekend. They won a homecoming game against Delaware State. How convenient. They won a game. And I still say I would not bet on Howard ever again. Howard won 35-17 against Delaware State. And I say I would not bet on Howard ever again. Because they disappointed me in the MEAC Swac Challenge when they played Bama State.
And they're still not running the ball. You know what I mean? Even though Hunter had 9 carries for 89 yards. But they're still, 9 carries. You know what I mean? They just seem like, and he's a hell of a runner. They just seem like they're not giving that gentleman the ball.
Nah. Defense played lights out though. And I feel like Howard the offense hang too much on the defense to try to pull it out. I don't think it's fair for the defense to try to play superhero to make sure that your offense get back on the field, but you don't do too much anything with your offense. Yeah, I'm gonna just say it just like that. But the shocker of the day in the MEAC, South Carolina State with the victory over North Carolina Central by 2, 26-24, y'all. Davius Richard looked pedestrian today. I take that back. He didn't look too much a pedestrian, but he had over 250 yards total offense, 177 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, passing, 1 interception. He also had 80 yards on the ground. For some reason, I need to see what happened. I need to see.
Yeah, you have the running back.
They basically gave South Carolina State 3 touchdowns in the second half, in the second quarter. They gave him 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. So now, guess what? Because of the loss that you took to South Carolina State, North Carolina Central, the whole MEAC is wide open.
It's going to be Jackson State and South Carolina State in the Celebration Bowl again.
I don't know, man, because South Carolina State on the real is not that good of a team. Your quarterback is subpar.
Yeah, but they got a good defense. And they still got Junior Megatron or Baby Megatron, as they call him.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I would like to see, as a JSU fan, I would like to see us play them again in the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. But I still say that your quarterback is subpar. Your offense is subpar because they rely too much on their defense to get them out of trouble. That's what they do. They rely too much on defense to get them out of trouble.
Well, South Carolina State, the quarterback went 21 for 31 for 264, 3 tubs. So no INT. So it seemed like he had a decent game. The running back, 23 carries for 79 yards, a little pedestrian. Like you said, the running game wasn't really too much because they just barely, with everybody that ran the ball, including the quarterback, they were basically under 100 yards if you take away the quarterback. But then you have your guy, like I said, baby Megastar. Yeah, Davis. Is it Shaq Davis, isn't it?
Shaq Davis. Yep.
Yeah, he had 6 receptions, 116, 2 tubs. So he's legit.
Yeah, that's the only person that they have on the offense that can get the thing done. But you got to have the quarterback to even give you the ball. That's the big problem.
But apparently he got him the ball today.
I mean, apparently he got the ball. He got him the ball today. So it's wide. The MEAC is wide open. So it's not a runaway for North Carolina Central, like everybody's saying. The MEAC is wide open. So now they're about to go into gladiator mode over there. But I know everybody's coming here. They're coming in. Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all become a member and subscribe. But we're about to get into this Jackson State Campbell game, y'all. We about to get into this Jackson State Campbell game. So now you want my perspective as far as what I saw,
I need your perspective, the ambiance, how the fans were engaged in the game, or how the engagement was for the game. So I know.
Let's not get too much into fan engagement. All right.
Okay, that's telling me something. Something.
Okay, now let's get this right, y'all. When we're on offense, announcer, please stop telling us to make noise when we're on offense. We do not need to have Shador make a mistake because he couldn't hear the play coming in. No. When you're supposed to get loud, you're supposed to get loud on the defense. You're supposed to get loud when the opposing team has the ball. You're supposed to be the biggest pest in the stadium, y'all. We do not need to be making noise when we're on offense. Only time we kind of need to make noise when we say first down or touchdown. That's it. And that's all.
He should take
in one engage. I like I told y'all, I am from Texas, y'all. Texas take football very seriously, y'all. When I'm in the game and I'm looking at the game and I'm cheering, I am engaged in the game from kickoff to the clock hitting the double zeros. I am engaged into the game. I don't need nobody to try to tell me when to make noise and stuff like that. I make it when I'm supposed to make it.
But I always hear Ken Clark talking about the same thing that you just mentioned. You think somebody would go up to him and tell him hey, come on, bud. This is the real deal. Because the announcer, when I was listening to the game from Alabama State, he was really good. He was really good as far as engaging the people and to make noise at the appropriate time. But you can't be saying, what do we want? We want to touch it. You can't be saying that stuff.
Right. But other than the fan engagement, y'all realize it's homecoming. Ain't too many people gonna be engaged, try to be engaged in the game. Main thing people try to do is just walk around and make sure they be seen by other people they ain't seen in about 15, 20 years, y'all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. But to get to the game, Campbell did start off. They start with the ball. All right, which told me everything about how this game was gonna be played, y'all. First play out of the gate, they run the ball. And when basically they started running the ball, they basically was trying to impose their will on Jackson State. They were trying to impose it. They wanted to punish us for talking noise to them, or we probably talked about their mama or something like that. Or they try to impose their will. And those two bookends on the offensive line, they are as advertised. They are as advertised. One is 6'8", 350. No, one is 6'8", 335, and the other is 6'7", 355. Where do they find these dudes at? Who feeding these dudes right here? Like, seriously, who is feeding these? Like, who is feeding these dudes right here? They offensive line, like, and I see what our Blue said. Look, it's gonna be a problem. They whole offensive line is big. Their offensive line is big. But I can tell you this though, they were slow. They had slow feet. And the reason why I say that is because of the simple fact that the blitzes that was coming off the edge, and then some of the blitzes that was coming through the gaps, in the interior, man, like them dudes couldn't do nothing to save their lives. They couldn't do nothing to save their lives.
Yeah, they have, but like I watched the game. Like I think I was telling you before, between Campbell and North Carolina State. And yes, they are huge. They're imposing figures, but you don't face them head on. You hit the gaps. And JSU was doing that. And if you look at their rushing today, beside their quarterback Williams being an escape artist, and
the funny thing about it is that he's not running to run. He's running to set up the pass. He was running to set up the pass. He don't run to run. He run when he needs to run, but he's running around to set up that pass.
Yeah, we kept him to about 100 yards. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just it's a little bit over 100 yards, but I think it's 109 yards or something like that, which is a great game. But if you take, like you said, that one time near the end when Aubrey just missed him and Daddy just missed him, you know what I mean? That would have been a big loss. But you know what? You got to give the young man credit. He escaped it and he got the positive yards. Yeah. But a lot of those, like you said, there's just missed tackles. A couple times missed tackles.
Yeah. So I mean, when we timed those blitzes, they were so nice when we timed those blitzes, but we couldn't get our hands on them. We could not get our hands on them for anything. That kind of frustrated me, man. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? What is going on? What are we doing?
Let's talk about Mr. Aubrey Miller. Did he make some money today, or did he make some money today?
Oh, he made his money today, y'all. Oh yeah. Aubrey Miller made his money today. Tavion Beasley made his money today. Nugget made his money today. Travis made some money today. Like, pretty much mostly the interior linemen on the defense made their money today. Because they had to battle those big boys up. They had to battle those big boogers up front.
I see Big Country played well, too.
Big Country played well. Troop Thompson played well. Like, it was an all-around team game on the defense. Now,
that defense is lit. That defense is just unbelievable. And like you said, it's the speed on the defense. Warren Sapp always says the front end and the back end, when they're working together, you're gonna have great results.
I'm gonna get into this. If we still had James Houston with the defense, with some of the newer players we got on the team now, that defense would be even nasty. It would be harder. It would be harder for quarterbacks to go anywhere because you got James coming off the edge, off one edge. You got Niles Gaddy or even Antonio Doyle or Jason Mercier coming off the other side. No, there's no way that you would get the ball off or you would be able to get positive yards. And hey, it was some hard hitting out there today, y'all. It was some hard hitting out there today on the field. Led by Aubrey Miller. That, I'd say it again. I'm going to say it again as far as with him. That man is the hammer of the defense. He hit, I think he hit the running back. No, it was the running back. He hit that dude so hard. I'm in the stands like, ooh. I'm in the stands like, ooh. Ooh.
You felt it.
I felt it. I felt my stomach was my inside sides got turned out. Like, that's how hard he hit that dude. Like, it was some hitting out there. And the thing about with Campbell, those running backs, the running backs that they had was big. Especially number 24, McDowell. 6'2", 230. 6'2", 230. Coach Mentor knew what he was doing for this game. He wasn't gonna put his small running back out there. He gonna get the big boys. The big boy was trying to be like, hey, you got to come see me.
It was a, you know what I mean, as far as the defensive, both defenses played well. You'll get into the offense a little bit later, but this is the best game I've seen Aubrey Miller play. He's played some really good games, but this was a game where he was MVP of the game. He just stood out. He was head and shoulders above the rest of it.
I'm gonna see a period, man. Sometimes I would like to throw the ball all around the field. You know, I would like to throw the ball. That's the best thing you want to do. You want to throw the ball all around the field, but you gotta take the pressure off the QB. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some sort of running play because if you know you throwing the ball all around, they're gonna be sitting back. They're waiting on for the pass. They're waiting on for them pass. Go ahead.
And tell me about your. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Now with Shedeur, and everybody in the stands was saying this to me, or they was saying it out loud. Stop holding on to the ball longer than 3 seconds, man. Stop holding on to the ball more than 3 seconds. Dude, stop that. When you hold on to the ball, I understand you're doing scrambling drills and stuff like that. That's cool, but it's more hero ball. We don't need hero ball. If ain't nobody open, throw that shit to the sideline. Throw it out of bounds. You save it down. And you also save yourself from getting sacked.
He wasn't sacked today. He wasn't sacked today, was he? I don't think he was sacked.
Nope, he wasn't sacked today, but it's just the fact that it's to the point where he gets to the point where, like, you get out of the pocket and you flush. Sometimes he's not even flushed out of the pocket. I think it's more of a mental thing. But if ain't nobody open, throw that shit to the sideline. Chuck it out the back of the end zone. Play another down.
Yeah, live for another down, 100%. But that one play where he was like Houdini and he scrambled, and after we had the penalty, Brown had the penalty. I watched that play. It wasn't a crack block at all. The refereeing's horrible. But the thing that I got to say about the JSU offense today, the play calling wasn't good today. It wasn't good at all today, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The one play that they did, they scored the first touch with the tight end. I felt that they could have used the tight ends a lot more running seam routes. I felt that if you want to pass the ball, you have to do crossing routes. You know what I mean? Because it just seemed like they were doing a lot of go routes, and with the way they were matching up with us, at one time that we hit a go route, not a go route, a crossing route with Daniels, it was successful. But, you know what I mean? But the thing is that I that gets to me, and I don't understand the inner workings of politics. There's not politics or the things that Weidman's not doing. In the red zone, he was our best red zone weapon, and him not playing. I know he dressed, but in the red zone, if we're going to try to pass, everybody knew. You knew, I knew, your wife knew, your son knew. The guys in concessions knew that he was trying to throw the ball to Hunter. You know what I mean? That was, and having Sevian Wilkinson is a bad man. And having that guy in the red zone, utilize him. Martin, that's the second time Martin's put it on the carpet, in the red zone. He's good for flare outs and stuff like that and out of the backfield. But running up the creases, running up the seams, that's why you got that dog, Sevian Wilkerson, in my opinion. And you know what? With the time they did it, he did score a touchdown. So the thing is, Brett Bartolini has done a good job, but I think they were very predictable today, except for that one play when they threw to the tight end, throwing back across the field. But other than that, they were very, very predictable in their play call.
So, I see what Wayne was saying. If they're playing 9 yards off the ball, which I kind of hate, unless you're an actual zone, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're an actual zone man, zone team defense, right? But if you playing man and you 9 yards off the ball, dude, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, once the receiver is making his cut to the out or to, coming in, that ball should be out of your hands within 2 seconds. Because they're playing so much, they're playing so far off the ball, they're playing not to get beat.
So beat them underneath.
They know if they, they're going to have help on the back end with the safety because it's a cover too high. They don't want to get beat. But if you're playing 9 yards off the ball and you're playing man, oh my God, your defensive coordinator needs to go back to damn defensive coordinator school. Well, I'm like, and it also, like you said, it also comes back to the O-line. The O-line, really, if you really think about it, that O-line Campbell didn't even give that O-line that much push today.
No. But like you're saying, Doc, and like the comment that I think it was Wayne Morgan was saying, if they're playing back 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tom Brady made a living of hitting underneath and using, obviously had great tight ends, the seam routes. We have great slot receivers. You put Daniels in the slot, you put Coleman in the slot, you have Gaines can go in the slot, you put Pope in the slot.
Yep.
Those crossing routes, you can't stop these guys, especially if they're playing man-to-man defense. If they're playing zone, it's a different series. Then you can still have crossing routes and you can sit down in the zone. But the thing is, thank God we won. We should have won by more because we left about, I say, 21 points out there. You know what I mean? The fumble, the interception, and even on the first field goal, Shador had hooks, but he didn't throw back shoulder, and that's why we had to go for 3. So you know what I mean? We had that. It's thank God we won. The defense showed up today, and the offense. Hopefully, this was the worst game well, besides South Carolina last year in the celebration break, it's not to say the worst game Shador played, but it wasn't his greatest game.
It wasn't the greatest game. It wasn't the greatest game. He had over 200. He had over 200 yards passing. He had the one. He had the 2 touchdowns, and he had the 1 pick. He had 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Now, I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna agree with you. As far as the officiating today, the officiating was terrible.
How can you throw a guy's helmet? How can you throw a guy's helmet up in the air and not get a flag?
I get called for it. What was you doing? Dude should have got a personal foul, a sportsmanlike conduct, personal foul. It would have been his first one. And then if he did it again, he would have got kicked out of the game. Second one I hated was the fact that when Shador ran the ball and they picked up the block and all you see was just flags all over the place. Like, dude, it wasn't a crack. It wasn't a blindside block. It wasn't a crackback. It was a legit block because he saw him. He squared up with him. Like, oh my goodness, these Swac refs will give you a heart attack.
Duck, listen to this one. How could you call roughing the passer when the intentional grounding?
Intentional grounding.
Yeah.
That game should be more than what it was. We left a whole bunch of points off the board, y'all. Again, we left a whole bunch of points off the board. It's basically like we played against Alabama State all over again.
But you see what the blueprint's starting to be against Jackson State is rush 4, 7 back. Tennessee did it to an extent.
But Tennessee State didn't really do too much like that to an extent. Tennessee State basically mirrored the same defense that we had. They got big boys on their defense.
Yeah.
They got big boys on their defense. They caused problems for Shador in that game until we came out in the second half and we turned it up. And the same thing you could say for when they played Alabama State. That game plan that they put against us for that game against Bama State, that was a masterful game plan. No. You get him off. The reason why people are carving you up is because you let Shador sit in the pocket for 4, 5, 6 seconds, and all it is basically the receivers are playing. The receivers are trying to get open. As soon as the receiver's open, he throwing the ball right to him. And if he don't see nobody open, he's going to take off. I do like that about him, though. I do like that about him now. He will take off more.
He played today like he really wanted it, because that play that he ran the ball and he got down near the goal line and he put his shoulder down, that's a sign of a leader, showing a guy that really wanted it,
He wanted that play, y'all.
Yeah. And it's just it was, you know what, it was, overall, in my perspective and opinion on everything, watching the game, you were there in person. I'm watching from home, and I was on edge. I can't even lie, because it was a great game to watch. One HBCU and one team from the Southwest. Is it Southwest or the South Conference?
Big South.
Big South. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, two teams that had the top 2 recruiting class. I don't know, it was 500-600 recruits there. Did you see any recruits for people that were,
It was a couple of recruits I seen. It wasn't a lot of them. I mean, I know it was enough that was there, but I didn't see like the thousands. But unless they was in the stands.
Yeah.
But I did, I'm gonna give my hats out to Sivion Wilkinson because he was that workhorse today. Had 116 yards on the ground. Had the one touchdown. I think, he did have one touchdown. Like, dude was the workhorse. And I'm gonna tell you just like this. I like JD Martin, y'all. I like JD Martin. JD Martin brings that provided spark. He got the same type of quickness and speed like the Santee Marshall, but my only problem with JD Martin is
he puts the ball in the carpet.
He fumbles the ball all the time. He has the case of the fumbles. So I did not like when we started the game with JD Martin running the ball on the first series.
I didn't understand it.
I didn't understand it. I didn't like it. My whole thing is you got Sivion right there. Let him start the game off. Let him get churning. Let him get going. Because on the real, he probably would have had about 200 yards rushing tonight.
Oh, yes.
He would have had 200 yards rushing, y'all.
And plus, he sets the tone.
He sets the tone for the offense, for the rest of the offense.
Sometimes I just feel that, like I said, being a armchair quarterback, what I am right now, or Monday morning quarterback, as they call it, I was surprised when I seen Martin in the backfield starting the game off. I was really surprised.
Yeah, man, but I'm going to say it like this, way too cool. Yeah, he runs upright. He runs like Adrian Peterson used to run. Adrian Peterson ran upright. Or I take it back. He runs like Eric Dickinson. Eric Dickinson used to be like the most upright running back. But the thing is, you couldn't catch him and you couldn't tackle him.
Yeah,
like JD Martin, you can't catch him, but it's easy to tackle him and it's easy to get that ball out of his hand. It's easy to get the ball out of his hand. So that next week, especially against Southern, we do not need to have JD Martin starting the game off. Not against Southern. I would spell him in, and I would have a 3-back rotation. It'll be Sivion coming in, JD Martin to bring a little bit of that lightning, and then and then you have Santee bringing in some flash.
Yeah, Santee and JD can be like third down backs depending on the down and distance. You know what I mean? For a flare out the back, you know what I mean? A screen play or setup or something like that. But when we get into the red zone, the 20 and in, Wilkerson should be the only one there, basically. I know Martin has scored a couple of touchdowns in the red zone, but if you're going to use him, you can't use him running up the middle because, like you said, he put the ball on the carpet 2 times, and you can't have that. You just can't have that.
Can't have that. You cannot have that. All right. It was the seniors' last homecoming game, y'all. So kudos to them. Especially ones that actually transferred in from other schools and got to experience a HBCU homecoming. Kudos to y'all. Hopefully that whatever y'all do on your endeavors, y'all are successful getting to your destinations. So another thing I'm about to talk about is the preview for Southern, y'all. And we gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about this all week because that's the game of the week, y'all. That is the game of the week. Southern Jackson State Boombox Classic. All right, it's gonna be at the vet. Now, we had 50,000 in the stands today. Oh, that game next week is gonna be packed. You're really gonna see 60,000 in the stands next week, like literally. Like you're going to see 60,000 people in the stands literally when Southern comes to town. Southern, and especially when they come and tailgate, they'll be here by Wednesday, Thursday afternoon. They'll be at the stadium that early.
They travel well.
They travel. And
it's senior week too next week, isn't it? Because it's the last home game.
Yeah, it's the last last home game, which it should not be the last home game.
Yeah, well, the championship game will be there, but
the last home game really should be when we play Alabama A&M, but they wanted to put us over in Mobile for the Gulf Coast Classic. So that loses us a home game right there.
Yeah,
we don't have I'm still upset about that, man. I'm still upset about that. But Southern, like I said, Southern is coming to town. Next week is a make or break for everybody in the Swac. Make a break for everybody in the Swac for next week. The reason why I say that, like I said, Alcorn and Grambling, they down in the hole next week. But during the Prairie View, they over at Blackshear, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. That's the Magic City Classic. We ain't worried about Pine Bluff. They ain't got no coach. But they playing FAMU. Texas Southern playing Lincoln High School from California. And we got the Boombox Classic. Southern versus Jackson State. Southern coming off a big victory against that high school team from Virginia called Virginia Lynchburg. We're coming off a hard-fought victory against them Fightin Camels from Campbell. I told y'all I'm going to be smoking my Camel pack today. I said that, y'all. I told y'all I was going to be smoking that Camel pack today. So, I don't see Sean up in here because we was talking about
don't start.
We were talking about last night, y'all. Oh my goodness. We were talking about last night. My wife perked up. Somebody said something about do I have a hall pass for my wife? And my wife perked up and she's like, she fully functional. She will get active on y'all. She don't care if she in the chat or not. She will get active on y'all. Talking about I do not have a girl. I'm not in a relationship when football season is in play.
Not at all.
I understand that. You know, if you're a guy.
What do you say, Doc? He's committed.
He's committed to the game. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He committed to the game. And Blue chimed in. I was like, he said his girl, Saturdays are his time. She got 6 days throughout the week to get a date night. Man, I can't do that with my wife. She'll make me bust a blood vessel. She'll bust a blood vessel in my head. Look at her. She over there smiling. She's smiling. She laughing. She laughing right now. But she's smiling, talking about, yeah, nigga, I will bust your ass. That's how she looking at me. That's how she looking at me right now. She's like, I will bust your ass if you do some shit like that. I promise y'all. Man, my mom was sitting right. She was rolling. She was rolling. I was like, she's like, "Hey man, y'all three get together on the damn podcast. Y'all comedy." I was like, "You don't really be talking about too much anything." But when Sean said that last night, I was like, I can't even put myself up in there no more.
I was going to put mine on mute.
Now, if it was after my first year of divorce, it'd have been a whole different story. But I'm beyond my divorce. I'm married again. And I can't do no hall pass, man.
No.
They were trying to set me up.
Trying to set you up, Doc.
They were trying to set me up. I was like, man, y'all gonna have my wife come up on this chat. She probably gonna come on the camera talking about not today. Not today. She in fact, we might have a discussion about that relationships in football, y'all.
It'd be like that Hall & Oates song. Can't go for that.
We'll have a conversation about that, y'all. It might be on Monday. You know what? If I'm put it like that for Monday. Relationships in football. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about it? How do y'all feel about it? But I see Sean not in here yet.
What do you got? When you got a minute here, talk about all the celebrities that were at the game.
Oh yeah, celebrities at the game. So, to my amazement, Snoop came in all the way from Cali to grace his presence in Mississippi. And for those, some people that don't know Snoop, I think his father was from Macomb, so he's from here. So he got that Mississippi blood in him. Also, who graced their presence here to homecoming was Rick Ross, the boss, Ricky Rose. Ricky Rose was blessed to come to our homecoming, even though he went to his homecoming at Albany State. He was blessed to come to our homecoming. And then my boy from the cliff from Dallas, Texas, 214, Yellow Beezy. That's on me, baby. Yeah, him. He was down here. Brought the team out with the rap, with the rhymes. Brought them out. They was lit. Then Prime. Remember, Prime invited the whole cast of P Valley to the game. He brought out the whole cast of P Valley. And that was a sight to see. Some other people I've seen over the weekend. I did see Miss Diana for the dancing dolls, DD4L. Seeing her, she came into the bookstore. I didn't speak to her, but you walk past her and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Hey, Di. Yeah. Hey, D. All right. Shout out to Keith Corbin and Warren Newman for coming back to the yard to grace their presence for homecoming. Hopefully they're having much success in whatever they're doing right now.
Didn't Warren Newman sign with the USFL?
I think he did. He should. Yeah. I think he
New
did.
Jersey Generals.
I don't know about Keith Corbin, huh?
We'll have to find out what's going on.
We got to find out. Hopefully Keith Corbin can go into the XFL. You never know. The XFL is about to be coming up in a couple of months, especially with the draft. XFL draft is coming up next month to be exact. So all the former players, while I was taking stuff to the car yesterday from the bookstore, ran into Quay Davis and humble guy. He 214 also, Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff. Looked bigger than what I thought he was.
I can't wait to see him play. I want to see him play. I know they got a deep receiving core, but I like to see that man play because The little bits and pieces I've seen him reminds me of the guy for San Francisco there that played at South
Debo
Carolina.
Samuel.
Yes, Debo. Yes, sir.
So, man, like he blessed the presence, and talk to him for a second. Might get an interview with him. So I'm gonna hit him up on either on Instagram or on Twitter, which whatever he platform he's on. I'm gonna hit him up on there and see if I can get that interview with him. And we're gonna make like I said, we're gonna make this channel. We're gonna make this channel, this podcast channel. We're gonna make it pop, y'all. We're gonna make it pop. But the only way we can make it pop is if everybody subscribe and become a member, and then like the stream. If you like the stream, whenever people like the stream, that basically tells the YouTube algorithm that, hey, he's doing something, his audience is engaged, we need to do something for him. So in order for that to happen, y'all have to like the stream and you have to become a member and subscribe to the channel, y'all.
We haven't talked about today that we have to give a little bit of shine to is Automatic. Only the matter, like the kicker. You know what I mean? Automatic.
Yes, I'm gonna give my shine to him too, but he had an extra point block.
But that's not his fault being blocked, though.
Yeah, it ain't his fault, but it's that he had it blocked.
But you know what I mean? Last year we would have to go for it on fourth down because we didn't have a field goal kicker that couldn't even make an extra point.
True, that is true. Way Too Cool said Jackson State is the only team in the state of Mississippi that won today. Because Mississippi State is getting beat like a red-headed stepchild by Alabama right now. Ole Miss lost to LSU. So yeah, let me see. We got some D2 scores up in here. I know I always talk about my D2 schools up in here. Let's check on these games, and then we get my final thoughts, and we will be out of here. Virginia Union beat Lincoln, Pennsylvania, 45-20. So Virginia Union is, I think they're 8-0 now. Yep, they are 8-0. Sitting up top in the CIAA with hey. They got something going on. Let's see what else we got. Fort Valley beat Clark Atlanta 41-21. That's it. That's 71. Fort Valley. I don't know who Fort Valley's only lost to, but they clicking on all cylinders. Bowie State is lost again to Chowan. 21-15. Y'all see reason why Bowie State is going down, because of the simple fact that they don't have that coach. That coach made that program way to what it was before he left out of there. That's Coach Damian Wilson. That's over at Morgan State now. Shaw beat Livingstone 28-14. Fayetteville State beat Johnson C. Smith 21-13. Winston-Salem with their first win of the season. No, second win of the season. I thought it was their first win. Second win of the season against St. Augustine's 41-14. West Virginia State with a victory. Yep. Allen beats Bluefield 50-14. Edward Waters with a victory over Central State 45-13. Virginia State with a victory over Elizabeth City 34-12. I think, did Albany play this weekend? I don't think they played this weekend.
No, I think they were bye week.
Kentucky State with the victory over Miles 35-7. Lane with the surprising win over not Lane, but Tuskegee with the surprising win over Lane 35-31. Y'all excuse me about that. I don't want to mix that up. Albany State. Albany State beat Savannah State today, 31-20.
Okay.
So Albany State has the two losses. One of them is to a deficient efficient FAMU, put it just like that. And the other loss was to I think Benedict. Yep, to Benedict.
Benedict's undefeated, aren't they?
Benedict's still undefeated.
Their coach might be headed for newer grounds. They go undefeated.
Yeah, but they're gonna have some trouble because then they have to play. I don't know how the D2 playoffs are set up, but they're gonna end up playing another HBCU in the playoffs, and so basically somebody's gonna be canceled out.
Is there anybody else that we got to get a shout out to on JSU that played well? Well, there was a lot that played well, but something that stood out to you.
My shout out for Jackson State, for the players for Jackson State. My big dog status for the game. Of course, Sivion with the 116 yards rushing and the one touchdown. So he get my big dog status for the game for the night. Also, Aubrey Miller gets my big dog status for the defense because if it wasn't him to make to hit the adjustments and to do what he did and to basically bring that thunder because of the simple fact that he didn't want to see them being pushed around by Campbell's offensive line. Nobody don't want to be ragdolled by an offensive line that big.
And he made big plays early.
He made big plays early in the game. Now that intentional grounding would have stuck. It would have been a good day for him. It would have been a real great day for him. And yeah, way too cool. I'm going to give my big dog status to Coach Dennis Thurman.
Yes. I'm going to clap on that one.
I'm going to give it to Dennis Thurman. Why? Because still you only had one team score over 20 points on us, and that was Grambling.
And we gave them 2 or 3 of them.
We gave them 2 or 3. That was on mistakes. Every other game, 3 points against FAMU, 3 points against Tennessee State, 7 points against Valley, 8 points against Bethune, 12 points against Bama State, and 14 points against Campbell.
And that's a late touchdown.
And that was a late touchdown. That game should have been 22-7. Really should be more than that. It should have been like 30-something to 7. Well, we left points off the board. We have not given up a touchdown. We haven't given up more than 20 points, like I said, one game. And that game was a fluke. And the reason why I'm giving DT his big dog status, his flowers for today was, like I said, what happened. He made those adjustments. I told y'all it was going to be a boxing. It was a boxing match within the first 7-8 minutes of the game. After he figured out that these boys was not trying to play with them like that, he's like, okay, we're going to switch everything up. And basically, no. And here's another fact, y'all. No other team, no team has put up 250 total yards on us. Campbell was close with 247.
Yeah, but some of those, yeah, but sometimes statistics are statistics. Numbers do not lie, but how they get the yards is always a different thing too, because uh, yards are given at the end when you're playing like a prevent kind of defense, and
Yeah.
the scramble yards that he got at the end. So like you said, what was the score again against? How many points did we give against Grambling again?
24. That's it.
So we gave three. So we gave two games.
So when we played Grambling, right?
Yeah, with 24 points.
Really, on defense, we gave up one, which was the long run to Maurice Washington. The other two was the fumble that Shador made, and they scooped the score. And then the other one, I forgot what it was. That just lets you know how long it's been since we played that game, y'all.
Yeah.
Who was a special guest at halftime? Oh, Lord. Who was the special guest at halftime? Whoever was the announcer at halftime for the band, that lady should not be that announcer anymore, y'all. I damn near pulled out all my hair because this heifer couldn't stay on beat.
Jesus. But they got it. Doc, they got to do better with everything that's going on. The with the sonic boom, the being the most electrifying school band in the nation, in the world, probably, and to have people that don't represent what's going on in Jackson. You know what? Everything has been upgraded. So if they can't do the job, they got to go. They got to go. Like you said, the stadium announcer. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have loyalty and the people do need a job and understand, but he has to upgrade his game.
Got to do something.
Everything else upgraded, but you know what I mean? You have to have somebody that entices the people to do to yell and scream at the right time to be up. Home field advantage has to be home field advantage.
True. That is true.
Because I know in Texas, I remember when I went to a game there when I was playing hockey there many years ago in Plano. Man, it was JV game with 5,000 people.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Plano is not the place to be wanting to play around with because they believe in going to playoffs and stuff and having home field advantage and stuff like that. Shout out to Good Morning America and Michael Strahan for coming up to the school on Friday morning and presenting the band and the cheerleaders and coach and Travis and Shador, on Good Morning America. So not
$100,000 donation.
$100,000 donation to the JSU Gap Fund. That's a big help. And also for Michael Strahan for flying out Marvin Mata's family to the game.
I had tears in my eye. I can't lie. I had tears in my eye.
To watch him perform. Damn, that's sweet, y'all.
I seen that, man. I choked right up, man, because I love stuff like that.
Hey, man, like, look, I'm in the stands. Like, I'm like this. You know what? If this dude keeps saying the wrong name one more damn time, I'm gonna go up there and ring his damn. I'm gonna take the microphone from him, and I'm gonna do the announcements of my damn self. Who that number is right there? That's how I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do it. My dang on. I'm like, man, somebody come get this dude. He probably done have about 3 cups of Hennessy and Coke. Somebody need to come get him. He done had his homecoming. He done had his homecoming today. Shoot, somebody come get this man. That's how I was tonight. That's how I was earlier today, y'all. I'm like this, man, and still trying to watch it and listen to the game and stuff like that. Oh, he old. Oh yeah, he old, y'all. He is old. I think he been there since I was there. When I was there, and that was 20. That was 20 years ago. 3 cups of Ripple. Yep, 3 cups of Ripple or some Hennessy or some Jack or some Yak. He had something because he couldn't remember none of these dudes' names or something. Oh my goodness. But yeah, shout out to Michael Strahan for, like I said, blessing Marvin Mader, the head drum major for Jackson State, for the boom. His mom and his twin brother came out to see him perform. They got to enjoy the homecoming festivities. So shout out to them, bringing them all the way from Dallas. 214 stand up as always. Shout out to my wife, even though she was in some pain, she, was there because we was trying to have fun, but we was here for business. Shout out to my mom because she knew I was here for business, but we try to have fun. We had fun. We had fun, and we made this a business trip all in one, y'all.
Everywhere you go, you always have to make sure you network in your business. You know what I mean? That's everything. And when I had a few businesses in my time, I had a couple of convenience stores, variety stores, I just say, clothing store. Anywhere I went, I always market it. Everywhere.
And I market everything when I was shout out to the person who hit me, who saw me in line early this morning. And was talking about, boy, you going famous now. And I was like, thank you. I couldn't really say too much anything because I didn't want too much draw attention to myself. I know I ain't that big of a person yet, of a personality, but I'm getting there, y'all. I'm trying to get there.
You're going to get there. Somebody says to you, Doc, as an older guy, I'm going to give you a little bit of piece of advice. Somebody says, yeah, you're going to Vegas? Say, yes, I am. And with the help of what you tell everybody, I appreciate it.
Way cool. Yes, I'm gonna give Camel Day shout out, and I'm gonna give the people that travel all the way from North Carolina to come to the game, to watch the game, and experience a HBCU homecoming. I talked to a couple of people I was at McAllister's. I'm here in Pearl, so they was at McAllister's, and I talked to a couple of people. They said that they enjoyed themselves. That they never seen a stadium like this. They never seen 50,000 people that look like us fill up a stadium and be all in one accord, and to see all the pageantry and stuff. They said they had a time of their life. And they was telling me about where Campbell is located. Is in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. He said it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere, probably about 45 minutes away from Raleigh. I've been to Raleigh. I've been to Charlotte. I've been to Durham. I've been to Chapel Hill. I've been to Greensboro. I've been to North Carolina. All right. I've never been to Bowie's Creek. So they was telling me about it, and they was like, yep, it's situated in Bowie's Creek in the middle of nowhere. I said, oh, you know what? That sounds like being at Alcorn in the middle of nowhere. Or this sounds like being at Prairie View in the middle of nowhere. But shout out to Campbell. Shout out to Coach Mike Mentor for even putting us on the schedule. Shout out to them, man, because look, the game was phenomenal. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna take nothing away from Campbell, y'all. The game was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal game.
Coach Mike Minter went for it all. You know what I mean? Somebody can question, his the chances that he took, but you know what? I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? If you're going to win the game, you got to pull out all the stops.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Vel. Thank you, Vel. I am an importance to y'all because this is what I do. This is how I bring y'all the info.
Even though he's a Dallas Cowboy fan, y'all, you know what I mean? And Doc wasn't feeling well last week because of
I'm
what
not
happened
gonna.
in Philly, but he's okay.
I'm not even worried about the Cowboys because we're playing the
But he's
Lions.
okay.
We already know we're gonna win against the Lions. Dak comes back.
Oh,
we do
that's
not.
That's like playing a high school team.
Because it is. Detroit Lions is the little sister of the poor. That's how we see it. That's how us Cowboys fans see it.
But this channel is just Doc is doing a great job. Everybody just get out there and put your likes up, subscribe, tell somebody, and tell them to tell somebody. So keep growing this channel because you're getting great content, you're getting positive content. And we're on here sometimes. I am blessed to Doc let me on here occasionally, and we talk about anything and we have a great time doing it.
Oh yeah. I can't even fault it. And it's crazy. I was so tell me, I was in the line to get my food. Like I said, I saw Keith Corbin and Warren Newman in line and stuff. So I'm getting ready to order my food, and this dude walked up to me, and he was like, "Say, man, I seen you somewhere." I said, "Where you seen me from?" Because I'm thinking he seen me from my podcast. He said, "No, I seen you at your job at Liz." I'm like, "Yeah, we was talking about the game and homecoming and stuff." And I was like, I told my wife, yeah, that's him. That's the dude from Liz. From Liz. I was like, you know what? I can't win for losing, y'all. I can't win for losing. I cannot win for losing. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Bro. Thank
you. It's an enjoyment to have this channel. And just to think, I was supposed to be. It's funny because I was supposed to start doing this during the COVID year, 2020. I really was supposed. I really was supposed to start doing a podcast in COVID year 2020, and it kind of went by the wayside for a second because I had other stuff going on. All right, like I said, I was coming off of a divorce, but I ain't in that no more. But I got to the point where, like, this year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be able to do this podcast, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right, and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, not from the way I think somebody should say I should do it. I'm going to do it my way. And if you don't like my way, y'all can take the highway, the door right there. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Preach, brother.
Look, the sweatshirts can be available. We still in the talks about that, y'all. Cause when she did my hoodie, it was just for me. It was just for me to promote the show. But I'm gonna talk to her. I think she went to sleep now because it's past 10 o'clock. But I think she's asleep. But I'm gonna talk to her, and we're gonna come up with some sort of plan. Like I said, we do we have a heat press machine at home. She did my hoodie, and she did like 5 shirts. I took a shirt, she took shirt, and I think the other 2 are at the other 2 at the house, 3 at the house. One of them we just kind of did a test run on it, so that really don't count. The other 2 we was gonna pass it around to see anybody want to have it. So we at first we start off with doing donations and like whatever you want to donate, because that's how we want to do it. We're not going to give a set price on it, but if the demand is there, I will talk to the missus and we'll see what we can do. Because I've also thought about doing like baseball jerseys for it, and baseball jerseys and basketball jerseys for it. That I could get that ordered and sell it for a good reasonable price. I'm not gonna hit nobody over the top of the head with prices because I just know how everything is. If you in the let's get these bots out the way, y'all. All right, let's get these bots out the way. Let me see something. I don't know what's up with this. Hopefully ain't nobody taking over my damn channel. I don't feel like fighting nobody. Oh, Miss Attitude's on it. She is on it. You are a savior. Thank you. You are a savior.
You getting those pop-ups?
Man, getting no pop-ups. I got some yesterday.
I was watching on one of the games today, and he's got me as a moderator. One of the programs got me on a moderator. Yeah, I had to race him too. Jesus.
So, I think I was talking about shirts.
You're talking about your shirts. Just let people know you're overdrive and never be overpriced.
Right. I'm not gonna overprice nobody. I'm not gonna hit nobody over the head with the prices and stuff because I just know how everybody is. It ain't gonna be no hookups. It ain't gonna be no handouts. But we gonna try because the whole thing is, when you're doing something like this, you're trying to make money because it's supposed to promote. It's a promotion. You know what I'm saying?
It represents the channel and the growth of the channel.
It represents the channel and the growth of the channel. So I am going when we get back home, when we get back to Dallas, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna ask her about that and see what she'll say. See how we'll work this out because it's a crazy thing. Is I'm gonna tell y'all this. So when we first started doing this, so we bought the heat press machine last year. We took a test run on it for a little bit, but then we put it back up, and we didn't bring it back out until early this year. We did a shirt for my niece, my niece's birthday, and it came out good. But after that, we didn't do too much anything else with it because me and my wife caught COVID at the same time. So it, that kind of slowed everything down. But when we made a shirt for one of our friends for her husband for his birthday. His birthday was a week before mine. And we made a shirt for him and his wife, and they both loved the shirts. Like they loved it to the point they, me and my wife, we was like, if we can get the graphic of my logo onto a shirt or onto a hoodie or onto a sweatshirt and see how that go about, like we can make some money. And
you got somebody helping you make screens?
What's that?
You have somebody helping you make screens? For your t-shirts. Because years ago I used to do all that. And as a matter of fact, I had somebody make the screen for me for a 50 Cent concert, and did well.
No, when we just took my logo and she digitized it. Well, not want to say digitized it, but she converted it over to where she can actually have press it. Yeah.
That's
Now I can take my logo and get it digitized so I can put it on hats and beanies and bucket hats and stuff like that. I could do that, and I could do that through my job. And I get a 40% discount off of that.
So what you suggesting to you, Doc, is that just have it where people can see it and they can pre-order, and once they pre-order, then you can know how much you have to make, so you have no overhead.
Yeah, it's funny though because we where we get our stuff at, it's the same place where Dion Jr. get his stuff at.
There you go. That's right. He's that's right.
Like
right.
It is funny because I met when it was the same week. There was the same week I actually found out I had got COVID. Even I was, I get fit. When you get sick, when you get sick. But I wasn't sick earlier that day. My wife was feeling under the weather, but we didn't know she got COVID at the time. But we went to go to we went to a wholesale store for T-shirts. I'm telling y'all, they had everything in that store that you need: jackets, varsity jackets, hoodies, sweatpants, shirts. They had the vinyl hats. They had the printers in there, and we just going through just getting shirts and stuff like that. And cause my wife, she's like, man, look, I'm tired of my heat press machine just sitting on the side collecting dust. So we just pulled it out, and I ran into, we in the store. So I'm looking, I'm like, man, is that Bucky? And that's Dion, it's Dion Jr. They nickname him Bucky. I'm like, Bucky. Oh man, that's Bucky right there. So I ain't no fanboy or nothing like that. I'm a grown ass man. He a grown ass man, but his daddy is prime. But I went out there and I talked. We finished up and I talked to him. And I was like, "Hey man, how do you get certain things?" He was just explaining to me how he do his clothing and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I could dig that." So I mean, it's networking. So it's not like I became a fanboy. It's networking because I'm trying to get a business going. He already got a business going, so I'm trying to get pointers. I'm trying to get
tips.
Right. So
closed mouths don't get fed.
Sure don't. I always say that. Closed mouth don't get fed. Closed mouth, you don't know what you're gonna get if you don't say nothing. So and I believe that if heat press machines is the legit way because everybody was getting that during COVID year. So but that's my little side story right there. But during the weekend, like right before we left out, I was just told my wife, I'm like, hey, how about we just go ahead and start, making the shirts so at least so we could wear it around campus and stuff, so we could publicize it, to get it, to public. And she's like, I don't have no problem with that. And so she's like, what about your hoodie? I said, yeah, give me the hoodie. Just put the hoodie on there too. And so we did that, and we packed it in the bag, in the back, in our suitcases. And
yeah, especially you're walking around the stadium, you got 50,000, 60,000 people.
I literally on Thursday we didn't go too much anywhere. We didn't go on the yard. We, like I said, we were just here, got something to eat, got some stuff from Walmart, and then came to the room. Friday we was on the yard, so I had I'm wearing my shirt. My wife, she had a blue and white shirt. I had a blue and white shirt with the logo and stuff on there. Our nicknames on the back, and like we were just walking around publicizing it. And I'm like, some people looking at it like, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's my YouTube.
My podcast, subscribe.
I'm gonna trademark that. It's mine. It's mine. I I came up with that design in his mind. Ain't nobody messing with that design. It's being trademarked.
I know in Canada, but in the United States, probably the quickest way to trademark something, whatever you have, put in an envelope, mail it to yourself, because the government stamp is part of the trademark, right? So once they have the government stamp on, you mail it to yourself. So once you get it legally, once you get a trademark in the other way, you have proof that you did that first. But don't open the envelope when you self-address the envelope to yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's being trademarked.
Because when they stamp it, that's the proof of the date that you did it.
Let's see. We do need to wear our own stuff. I say that. I really do say that. We need to wear our own stuff. We do.
100%, bro. 100%.
100%. I'm gonna agree with you on that. But other than that, man, it was a like I said, great weekend. Got to meet a couple of friends that I haven't seen in like 20 years.
You get to see Ken?
I ain't get to see Ken, man. I talked to him on the phone, but I didn't catch up with him. And it sucks because we gonna talk about it. We like, man, we should have caught up with each other. It's not that bad because look, if you're gonna be in Houston, I'll be in Houston, so it's not really a bad thing. So
thanks, bro.
But yeah, there was a blessing being on campus. It was a blessing to promote the channel. It was a blessing to watch the 7-0 Jackson State Tigers come out victorious. A blessing to have my family be here with me, and it was just a big blessing for everything. Just a big blessing for everything to go the way it went. So I'm gonna have my safe travels back to Dallas in the morning. Hopefully,
travel mercies. How did your son like everything? Remember, you said your son. How did he like it?
How you like it? So he gave me my thumbs up.
All right.
He gave me
enjoy the culture, man. Nothing but the culture.
But
how many phone numbers did he get?
Oh no, he ain't getting none. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Wife wasn't playing that.
That was like my wife when we went on a vacation one time, and with me, my wife, my son, and my daughter, and my son was just 17 or 18, and we're in the side of like this kind of a club per se, because it was a family reunion actually. And this young lady went up to my son, and my wife just grabbed my son, said, "No."
Yeah. Like I said, y'all want that woman in there to get active. Y'all want that woman in there to get active. She no. She is not the one to fool with.
She ain't having it.
I be trying to calm her down half the time. Nope. I ain't got that much. I can't. I gotta get you from jail. I don't want to be in the jail. I get high so I can see you in the jail cell. But anything need to add, shout out before we roll up out of here?
Well, I'm gonna shout out to Doc Holliday, ladies and gentlemen. Doc Holliday is doing a phenomenal job here on this podcast on YouTube. So I want you to like and subscribe and to continue to watch. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the freshest and one of the best podcasts. I'm gonna say the best podcast because he talks about everything, and he's very informative, and he keeps it a buck, and that's what I love about it. So, and another thing too, I want to say, travels and traveling mercies to you and your family on your way back to D-Town, and
Yes,
and when you get there, just let me know that you got to arrive there safe.
All right, I will. So everybody,
I'm out.
We had a good show tonight. It was a great show. Blessed, like I said, blessed about everything that happened. about everything that was going on, about everything that's gonna pan out with the whole channel and the podcast stuff. So be on the lookout now because I'm going to start doing more on basketball. So since, like I said, I'm in Dallas, I'm going to try to start covering Paul Quinn basketball. That is our HBCU in Dallas. So I'm gonna start getting on that, and I'm gonna try to somewhat be a contributor to my boy Herbert to HBCU Digital. So yeah, so it's digital. So HBCU Digital. So I'm gonna try to be a contributor. Like I said, you never know. This should lead to something even bigger. So I am counting my blessings. I am basically just humbly elated and blessed. Another shout out I'm gonna give a shout out to my frat brother, my Masonic brother, Dr. Josiah Sampson, for running the game to my son yesterday, and dropping some jewels because, man, that he's a good brother and he's a Jackson State, so he's the department. I think it's the department chair of the biology department. I think so. But he definitely dropped some jewels for to me and to him and wife and mom. Like, look, but I want to give a shout out to him. I don't know if he see the channel or see the show, but like I said, shout out to him. And like I said, shout out to everybody that stayed on the channel, that stayed on the podcast tonight. About to go into hour number 2, but I'm about to shut it down. And I'm about to call it a night because, like I said, I got to get up in the morning to get ready to head back to Dallas, back on I-20, headed west. So we gonna be good. And so next thing, basically I have a show. I will do a show on Monday. Monday is relationships and football. All right, so y'all stay tuned for that. Okay, y'all stay tuned for that. I'm gonna have to ask Sean about a couple of questions. Ask my boy Sean a couple of questions about relationships and football. Cause I clipped that and I'm gonna put it on my page. I'm gonna put it on the page, y'all. I'm gonna put it on the channel, man. I'm gonna put it on the channel. That was the funniest thing I ever heard last night. But until then, this is HBCU OverDrive with Doc Holliday, where HBCUs matter. This is the live post-game show. Catch me next week. Catch me on Monday for the next show, relationships and football. Tuesdays, HBCU Tonight. So this coming Tuesday, we're talking about the bands for the Boombox Classic. Try to get some people on here to do compare and contrast. Wednesday, I'll be on the HBCU Nightly tip with on Twitter. So catch me on there. I might go live on Wednesday. I don't know. I might go live on Wednesday. I'm gonna check to see. Thursday is the preview show for the week for all the other games besides Jackson State. And Friday is I Love Friday. So basically that's Jackson State preview right there. And what we talk about, about everything. Saturday morning is the pregame show, live pregame show. Saturday evening is the live postgame show. So y'all make sure y'all tune in to all of that, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune into all of that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell for everything HBCU OverDrive. I'm your boy Doc Holliday. We're gonna be back on Monday. All right. Until then, peace.